Okay, we're ready to begin with Arkansas. We'll ask Coach Musselman for some general comments on the game, then we'll take your questions just for the two student athletes, and then we'll excuse them and then finish up with Coach Musselman. So, Coach, would you begin?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job defensively in the first half, especially defending Vanderbilt and taking away the three ball. Our three ball defense for the entire game has been kind of what it's been all year, which is really well. We did a good job on the backboards tonight. It's been kind of a problem for us is rebounding the ball, and again, the ball movement tonight was as good as we've seen in a really, really long time, sharing the basketball and having 17 assists.
All right, we'll take your questions for either of the student athletes. If you'll raise your hand, we will get a microphone to you, and let's start right on the front row.
Yeah, this is for both guys. You guys got off to such a good start. I think you're up 25-9. And even though Vanderbilt kept coming back, I don't think they ever made it closer than like 10 or something. How big was that to get off to that kind of start and kind of stay in control?
Mason, would you take that first?
I got you. It was good to get on a good run. We was eager to play today. We wanted to set the tone early for people who want to watch us play, and we came out ready to go. We was really ready to play. We had a good warm-up practice earlier, and everybody was just eager to play. And I knew that was going to carry over to the game, and you saw it. We was on a big lead, and we were just able to maintain the whole lead through the whole game.
Isaiah?
Yep, that early lead was good for us. I mean, we knew we had to come out with the energy that we did. We knew we had to get off to a good start so we wouldn't have to play behind the whole game. And so once we got that lead, we just knew we had to execute our offense, and we had to get defensive stops to hold it.
Other questions, please raise your hand and we'll get a floor microphone to you. All right, another one down front.
I don't even know if you guys have heard this because you've been obviously playing, but the SEC announced they're not going to have fans at any more games. I guess maybe family members, but how odd do you think that's going to be playing South Carolina tomorrow with, I guess, what'll be pretty much an empty arena?
Question was for who?
For both guys.
Okay, you want to take that first, Mason?
Yes, sir. It don't mean nothing, we just going to get out there and go play. Just like we in the park or something, we just going to play hard, and it's still going to show a W or L at the end of the day, and we want to come out with a W, so we're going to bring the same energy we brought today, and we're just going to get prepared for the tomorrow game, just like it's another game.
Isaiah?
Yeah, we can't worry about the fans, It's unfortunate that they can't be there, but we just got to go out there and play our game. Everything's happening on the court, so we can't worry about anything on the outside. We just have to play our game.
All right, question on the center aisle, and then we'll come right down to you.
For both Mason and Isaiah, guys, Desi Sills tonight, coming off just 4 points against A&M, goes for 20, hit 5 threes tonight. What about the contributions from Desi?
Isaiah, you would go first, please.
Yeah, we know Desi's game. We know what he's capable of doing. He's a great player. I mean, he's had a lot of big games later in the year. So we knew coming into this game. I mean, if he's open, he's gonna knock down the shot. He knows the correct plays to make, and he's a dog on defense. So Desi's just an overall great player, and we know what he's capable of.
Mason.
Well, Desi just doing Desi things, You never we know what to expect from Desi, but a lot of people from the fans and stuff don't know what to expect from Desi game in, game out. But today's game was incredible. You saw when he came out, he was ready, aggressive, and he was ready to play. You saw it in his face that he was ready to play, and you saw it on the court that it all showed through the stats and just the way as well played he played today. 5 for 5 from the three-point line, just shooting incredible right now.
All right, question in the center aisle.
Isaiah, hard stats put out tonight. That was the first time you've ever fouled out in college. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh no, we just gotta play better defense next time. The refs, you can't complain about the calls that they make, and they can't take them back. So I just have to watch the film and see what I did wrong and correct it for next game.
Back to the front.
You guys just wonder what your feelings are about playing South Carolina again. Obviously, they won a tight game in Fayetteville. And Isaiah, I think you had 16, but your knee wasn't right. Just how do you guys feel about playing South Carolina? And do you feel like you have a little bit of an advantage because you've played and won, or do you think they have an advantage because they're obviously rested and didn't have to play?
Mason.
Well, there's no advantage, to be honest. Everybody's just got to come ready to play, and I feel like we're going to go back to the hotel, get some rest, and wake up in the morning and prepare like South Carolina. I know we're going to come ready to play tomorrow, and I know it's a bounce-back game. We know we want to beat them this time, and they beat us at the crib, so, we're going to have that on our mind the whole night.
And same for Isaiah.
Yeah, we just got to come out and play our game. We got to play harder than them because they're a real aggressive team. We got to play harder than them, smarter than them, and we have to play on both ends of the floor. This game was a good win, but now we got to put it in the past and focus on South Carolina.
We've got time for one more question for the student athletes. Go ahead and take it right in the middle.
Mason, this is for you. Defensively, from Ethan Henderson or Reggie Chaney, what did you see from them tonight that really gave you guys a spark from that end?
Oh, they blocked everything. You know, Saban Lee and the other guards were trying to go to the paint, and you see Ethan and Reggie come with blocks out of nowhere. They made a lot of blocks tonight, and it really helped us get points in fast break points and transition points. So they play today was incredible, and we're going to need that tomorrow. So we need them to get rest, and we need the whole team to get rest.
All right, we'll excuse the student athletes. You can return to the locker room. Thank you. Also a reminder that Sills and Whit are in the auxiliary interview area, which is off to your right. All right, we'll continue on with Coach Musselman. Raise your hand, and we'll get a floor microphone to you, and we'll start right on the front row.
Yeah, Eric, I think I know why you got that technical. I mean, Isaiah looked like he drew a charge, and it looked like Mason was just blocking out, and they both got called for fouls. Was that what the technical was about, or what would be your thoughts on that?
No thoughts. You know, there's a lot of good shopping here in Nashville, and so I'm going to let my wife spend the money and not give it to anybody else. So I'd refrain from saying anything.
Raise your hand. Other questions for Coach Musselman? Any other questions? I see you. Go ahead.
Don't ignore
row.
me, Claude. I've known you forever,
Back
man.
to the
Come
front
on.
row.
Eric, well, what are your thoughts about playing without the fans here? I mean, obviously it's a serious situation, and conference is doing what they need to do, but just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we go play basketball the way that that they tell us to. I'm not an expert on anything really going on other than what I read on social media and stuff, and it's just it kind of is what it is, and again, I don't have any. I'm not educated in the medical field, so I mean, it's both teams are going to play in that environment tomorrow, and for the rest of the tournament. And one thing I am glad, I'm really glad that our guys got to play tonight, in front of fans. I think that it's probably one of the last times this year where there'll be fans, and they got an opportunity to experience that in a great environment. I mean, for a first game on the first night of a tournament, it was a great turnout, and obviously it's the severity and the seriousness of this is well beyond anything that a coach or a player or whatever. On the flip side of it or whatever, like for me, I just told the guys in the locker room, I mean, if you spend a lot of years in the minor leagues, you play in front of a lot of empty arenas, and it comes down to being a competitor. There's not going to be momentum swings based on a crowd or the noise in the building. There's going to be momentum swings like there are in the park when you play on a Saturday or a Sunday. And, I mean, I told them, some of them before the game even, because we knew, something could possibly happen as we were reading stuff on social media. And then I brought it up just now, like, what would Kobe Bryant do? How hard would he play tomorrow? Would he worry about crowd or no crowd, or would he go compete because there's a scoreboard up?
Question in the center aisle.
Coach, I know you've had some slow starts this season, so I guess feeding off that point, to miss your first 4 shots, I believe, tonight, and then to have Mason try to create and then get to the free throw line, kind of kick start, and then I think you had 3 different runs of 7-0 in the first half, the way that all progressed.
Yeah, I thought that, like what we talked about coming into the game, we prepared, hard. Like we went twice yesterday on 2 different basketball courts. We didn't do a hotel ballroom stuff. I mean, we went yesterday, and we felt like the way to win this game was going to have to be based on our defense more so than our offense. And although we did get off to a little bit of 0 for 4 or whatever, we took 3 or 4 shots that didn't fall. Defensively, I thought we were really, really good to start the game. I really did. And it's hard in a college basketball game to hold a lead for 37 minutes, and we were able to do that this evening.
Is there another question here on the center? Go ahead.
So you mentioned the sacrifice Desi made earlier this season coming off the bench. How important is it for to continue to give you guys that spark coming off the bench?
You know, obviously we changed our starting lineup tonight based on matchups and so forth, and we went with a pretty significant different rotation than we have for most of the year. I talked to Desi yesterday individually away from the other guys about coming off the bench or starting, and he really wanted to come off the bench again and give us some pop. So, I kind of left it in his decision because we felt like, I felt like we could use him as a starter today, and he felt comfortable coming off the bench. And so I think it's always important to communicate with your players and get a feel for where they are mentally. And if that makes him feel more comfortable to watch the flow of the game and come off and give us a scoring spurt, that's awesome.
Okay, front row.
Eric, this is a two-parter. I'm worried Claude won't call on me again. You talk about Desi, but I think twice that Vandy had pulled within like 11 or 12, and twice Desi hit a three. How big were those? And then just after that, what are your thoughts on the Carolina rematch?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that Desi's shots were kind of, they were momentum swings because, Vandy would kind of be knocking on the door and we might have an empty possession and his shots were really crucial. I mean, the thing is he didn't force anything either. I mean, out of his threes that he hit tonight, his feet were set, his shoulders were squared. He caught the ball, with time and space and mixed in some dribble drives with his three ball. And so certainly his shots were big-time momentum shots for us. And I told everybody, in Fayetteville, Bob, we really, the only thing I've been worried about is how to win this game. We'll go back now tonight and as a staff watch a bunch of film and won't get much sleep tonight. We know that in preparation for tomorrow because it's already late, and we'll do a bunch of different things throughout the course of the day with our guys to try to prepare them the best we can, because probably right now South Carolina's already started on one part of their prep while we've been doing all this.
We got time for one more question. Anybody? Let's take it right there in the center.
Hey, Eric, with all your NBA experience and now hearing that the NBA has canceled its season, how serious does that really bring this situation to your mind right now?
A lot. Obviously when Golden State made the decision, yesterday it, kind of started it, and then, I'm aware of at least whatever was going on in the Utah game, pregame. Texted with a couple of my buddies that are with some teams, and there's just kind of shock throughout not just basketball world, but just kind of shock with everybody. So, but again, I think, these decisions are made by people that are way smarter than a basketball coach, and I don't really have much more to say other than.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.